Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us here for This Week in Agribusiness. I'm Mike Pearson. Earlier this week, in a couple of USDA reports, we were notified that a massive corn crop could be coming from several U.S. states, Illinois being one of them. Joining us now is Jeremy Leininger. He serves as the sales manager for Nutrien Ag Solutions out of the Vandalia, Illinois office. And Jeremy, I've heard the crop down in that direction was looking good last time we talked. How's it shaped up since then?
Been a little bit of a change since the last time we talked. There's still some stuff around here that looks fairly good, but we ended up having about 10 inches of rain about 3 weeks ago, about 10 miles south of Vandalia, and all that water's got to come somewhere, and it ended up down here. So we've got some fields that are they didn't make it. You know, there's none left in that field right now. So it's a tough pill to swallow.
It is. It is. When you get out of those river bottoms, are things looking better?
It is. It is. You know, there's still there's still potential out there for a lot of good corn out there. I definitely wouldn't complain if we were to get a rain anytime soon. We could definitely benefit from one of those.
Absolutely, Jeremy. And of course, harvest just around the corner. So I imagine this is your time to sort of sit back and relax, right?
That's not quite true. I wish it was, but we're already planning for 26. So, you know, trying to get some seed plans in place and you know, just kind of figure out what our strategy is going into the fall.
So how else do you look ahead to the 2026 growing season? What else are you working on with your farmers?
You know, we want to plan on, you know, once we roll into harvest, we'll kind of get an opportunity to look at some hybrids, how they did, good, bad, or indifferent, what we need to do going forward. And we're going to take a look and see how some of our Loveland nutritional products performed, herbicide performance, and you know, just kind of make those changes and tweaks that we need to try to set ourselves up better for 26.
There is a lot of data anymore in agriculture, particularly once those combines roll. You've got that yield data. Jeremy, how do you put all this together? What do you do with all this information?
Well, last time I was on here, I mentioned the stat tool. So that's something that we dove into this past fall, getting soil samples. And, you know, we want to go out there and make the correct recommendations with that. You know, we want to look at our base saturations first. Here in my part of the world, you know, we lack magnesium. We've usually got a little higher calcium. We have a hard time holding potassium. So we have put out a lot of potassium foliarly this year. And then the next big thing is boron. If you look at Southern Illinois' tissue sample report, and not even just Southern Illinois, but the whole Corn Belt region, I think 14 out of 15 of the divisions, boron was one of the top 3 nutrients that were lacking. So, you know, we put out a lot of boron this time this year, and I think that's something we're going to continue to do going forward. But it'll be nice to see what that attributes to the crop.
Jeremy, your job requires so much knowledge of soil chemistry. How did you get all that?
To be quite honest with you, you know, this is my 5th season being with Nutrien, and they always have since I've been here. But I would say in the last couple of years, especially, Nutrien and especially the Southern Illinois division has done a fantastic job of investing in their people, getting into the stat tool. And, you know, we want to make ourselves look different, but I want to be able to bring value to the farmer as far as, you know, the right recommendation of rates. You know, one of the big things is that we need to figure out is we can't use the more on approach, and that is more fertilizer. Just put more on. You know, that's not always going to work. It's an extremely delicate balance of nutrients, and we need to try to get that dialed right in.
Yeah, we certainly do. Jeremy Leininger, sales manager with Nutrien Ag Solutions, thank you so much for joining us this week.
All right, thank you.
And folks, if you want to try a strategy different than the moron strategy, visit nutrienagsolutions.com.